Yo, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Victor, and finally, it's time for official full review of Samurai Jack Season 5. And of course, I've already got answer from all you guys from Twitter whether I can do the non-spoiler talk or spoiler talk. So, you guys requested spoiler talk. And for those who do not want to know about the full Season 5, if you guys haven't caught up, then just please put a subscription on it so that way you guys will. And of course, just leave this video. I'll wait for about 30 seconds till you guys do. I'll wait. Okay, now let's get started. Now, like I said, for the reminders, this will be a spoiler talk. So I'm decided to split two parts because I want to make a full explanation about the whole Season 5. So let's get this started. So as you all know, Season 5 of Samurai Jack finally came to us. It's probably the best revival series ever since X-Files. So Genndy Tartakovsky, he's finally returned to executive produce, who's writing and directing and storyboard. And this time he's now voice record directing, and of course he's a sheet timing and drawer. So now this is the opportunity for this series because after the 13 years of Samurai Jack just left us with unanswered question of what he was going to do to return to the past, or that was just about it. But luckily, thanks to Genndy, who saw a lot of praise and critics how they love about the series. So Genndy decided to bring back the series after he announced it in December 2015. And plus, he did make a full appearance on Comic-Con convention. I wasn't there for when he made a convention about how he's talking about the series. I was only there for just Suicide Squad and other, and so that's all I can say. But anyway, so while again he managed to talk to his old boss Mike Laszlo if he can revise the series, and he agrees. So when he promised us a full, mature, and more violent series that we get to see, and it did work. So he finally managed to release the first episode, and it went mind blown. So as a result, let's talk this now. So it starts off where we see a great, beautifully view outside the city, and an explosion happens. Then the mother and daughter run away from the battle drones, who are newly designed and look kind of cool. And then they tell each other I love you before they were gonna die. But luckily, a mysterious figure came up in a total Mad Max Fury Road style and started killing off the drones. Then one of the drones sliced off the mask, and full reveal it was Samurai Jack. Fighting off and cool badass with his new weapons and not showing his magic katana. So he defeats them all and left them. Then next to transition, even we got the cool new opening, but just him monologuing out how long it's been for 50 years from the past, because he has not aged. He only grows a beard and hair, and he got new uniform. So that's all that matters. And of course, in that particular reason, so we get a new location. It shows a Aku statue, and all the prayers and worshippers just say Aku. Then we see a mysterious shadowy figure of the high priestess who gives birth to 7 daughters. Yikes. Then next to transition, and then we get then Jack, he starts drinking water, but he starts hallucinating, seeing his parents calling out and telling him why he hasn't come back, or he has forgot his purpose. Then he sees all the civilians are dying and calling out, and he's just start going nuts. Like he just think it's like kind of like the scenes from the Shining, or more or less of how he sees them. Then a mysterious shadowy rider that kind of looks like Grim Reaper, but more or less of Japanese mythology way. Then he hallucinates again. He sees his father. Then he went more madness. So he rides off and goes to the same place that he saw where there was smoke when he wasn't sure what was happening. Then next transition, we see the daughters, hers of Aku, are now toddlers, being fully trained and abused. And of course, one in particular which we'll figure out who is the name and who's the main protagonist later on. Next transition, Jack finds the village were destroyed, and we introduce a new and probably some of the people's favorite bad guy, Scaramouche, voiced by legendary voice actor Tom Kenny himself. Now, in spite of his dialogue, some influentially of how Sammy Davis Jr. talks in his own style. And then, whenever Scaramouche was ready to fight Jack, but then he noticed that Jack has no sword, and it only shows a brief flashback how he lost sword, and nobody knows what happened. So Scaramouche, he's gonna make a quick phone call for Aku, but then Jack intervenes and start punching him. And then find out the giant rock monster, kicking ass, and then defeats Scaramouche by slicing half right here. Then we translate back to Dazo, who now fully grown up and became more badass. One particular revealed named Ashi, who's total badass and even dodge arrows that grabs, stab in the eye. Then the High Priestess know they are ready, so she puts their mask on and ready to kill Samurai Jack. Cut to the next transition for episode 2 now. It's where Aku, he is awakened in kind of comedic way, but nice to see Aku again. So he reveals that it's been 50 years and he's starting to get bored because Jackie is still alive and he does not even look like he's gonna die. And he's hoping that someone will kill him. Next transition we see a wolf, the particular cool ass wolf. Then Jack, he rides in a horse and then then he just kills the giant beetle drone. But then ambushed by the Darzik, who he tries shooting them with his blaster gun. Then he tries a machine gun. Nothing works. Meanwhile, with the wolf attacks those 3 neon tigers, but one of them apprehended him. But then the wolf attacks it. Back to transition where Jackie throws a grenade launch. Now, with that particular scene, it was pretty awesome, and just like we saw in the trailer. So he starts hallucinating. This time he sees himself, but the young Jack from the past. Telling him that there's no hope, there's nothing to fight for. But he says that it all seems bad at first, but then I find a way. And he thinks they're nuts and bolts, like as in they're just Aku's machines, but they're not, which we're gonna find out for sure. Then run to the temple and start hide, but then they find and they start, and they're gonna try to kill him. Then meanwhile, while he's fighting them, one of the daughters of Aku, but then slices their throat with their own blade. And it reveals its actual blood, no oil or any in particular or mechanics bolts coming out of it. It's actual human. But then Jack got hurt, so he grabs the same blade that Scaramouche used and explode the temple. Looked like he could not survive, but luckily the next episode quickly comes up, and we see Jack unconsciously floating in the river. Then obviously he wakes up, then had to find a way to hide from those Dara crew because he was still bleeding and need to pull out the knife. Then the wolf came along and needs to be treated for its wounds. So the two stick together until they fully healed, which is good. Then he had a brief flashback of remembering what his father telling him what decision they makes. They have to make a good decision. So Jack finally makes a choice to finally finish off the Dogs crew. So the remaining Dogs crew who finally finds Jack, but then Jack he does his own style like how he did when he fought the ninja. Then kills the 2 of them. Then the third. Then the 3 remaining start attacking him. Then the third get thrown off. Then the other 2, and then the 6th one gets punched and neck broke, I believe. Then the 7th one reveals to be Ashi, and then she quickly dialogue telling him that there's no way to survive from Aku. Then he drops her. Then he falls along with her afterwards. Then quickly in the next episode, which I really like, is where Jackie he finds Ashi and it looks like she's unconscious, but then hallucinating, or probably the crows are just obviously talked. Then committing him by saying murder or killer. Then he mentioned that they have chose the path. Then Ashi regains her conscience and tries to kill Jack, but then ties her up and notices that Ashi was just very just troubled and confused, but kind of disturbing. Then quickly Jack, thinking could actually be good or not. Not. But he quickly evinced maybe not. Not. But they got swallowed by a giant monster. So the two have to work together to find a way to get out of the creature's stomach. So they journey on the quest, and then of course Jack starts hallucinating once again. This time his own past again, and so quickly reminder he should just leave, but he tells his past that he doesn't want to because she's just confused and lost. So that's what he did. He just started to care about Ashi, but unknowingly trying to convince her that the whole thing about Aku is a lie. He's evil and he does not care about human life. He just cares about himself. So in other words, Aku is pure evil. Meanwhile, Aku. Meanwhile, sorry. Anyway, meanwhile, Jack and Ashi are still traveling, and so they're still on the long journey. And then they finally found the spot where they can finally escape. So they did, and of course, that's how the story goes on for. Anyway, so they had to escape, but then the giant skeleton and fish just hatchily came out and started attacking them, but they managed to escape. While Jack he quickly saved Ashi and placed her on the small island, and he started rest. Then Ashi prepares to kill Jack, but then she notices the labor. Then she quickly started a flashback where she remembers it as a toddler. But then her mother means by telling her that labors are not, so she crushed it with his own finger. So Ashi he decided not to kill Jack, and that quickly meaning she finally kind of understands. Meanwhile, the whole army he finds Jack's. Aku's place. Sorry. So Aku's. Then we see Scotsman, which is awesome. And Scotsman, he's now old and he brought his own army. What turns out he has lots of daughters and starts charging, but then fails. Then Scotsman just roasting Aku like a barush. But then Aku kills him, and that was pretty fucked up. But luckily, he managed to be a ghost like Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's because of Celtic magic. So he quickly tells his daughters that the next plan will they need to get Jack and find it to be Aku. Meanwhile, Ashi she's still a little confused and wondering why Jack did it to save her. Then she hallucinated her mother from the moon. Then it says that she is now unorthodox to be a killer. So that's that. Then Ashi and Jack managed to leave, and they finally went back to the land. Then Ashi wants to know more, but Jack refused. But then later he tells about the stars. Then he finally shows what happens when Cruz takes over the land, and of course left one tree for warning. Then they find a place where all the killers are bounty hunters they do to hurt the innocents. Then they found the blue creature people. They are wounded but hurt. And letting them know that the children is missing. So they went to the factory where the children have been captivated. Then one man just turned the knob, and then the children became ravaged like savage creatures. Ashi quickly goes to the machine, but got caught by a half man, half cyborg to torture. Then Jack he still had to hold them off, but could not kill them. Luckily, Ashi intervened by defeating him and throw him to the control room. But then all the children they just shocked and passed out. Then Jack he quickly thought that they are dead. Then a mysterious figure of the Reaper just came and told him it is time. So he left. Then Ashi he tries to find Jack, but then the children are still alive, nowhere to be found, and so that's how Jack he cannot be found. And even Ashi kept saying his name, but nowhere to be seen. So okay, folks, we'll continue off this part or two. If you guys like the first part, please comment section below, show us to your friends or family, and if you guys want to hear more of it, please finish watching the last season. It's great. So share, follow me on Twitter and YouNow for more content. And if you like this video and this review, you can click over here and get victimized.